Hello guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I posted my last video, mostly like around like 3 months. It was like 3 months ago. I've been kind of busy with my own stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like demotivated to like post the videos. But guess what, guys? I'm back right at it again, and hopefully I'm gonna be more consistent within my video uploading, and you guys are gonna see the content that you deserve to see. So in today's video, I want to talk about pretty much like this YouTuber who's gaining like some traction nowadays. His name is Life Outrage, and pretty much like what he talks about within his videos is that the main idea is that he has like this perspective where he talks about that this world has no purpose. It ultimately has no meaning. We're just essentially, and he even said it in his own words, that we're just pretty much just specks of dust and just pretty much just existing just like it is. And he has a very like dark worldview about how reality is and how the life is. And there's like this term for it. He used to say that, like, in one of his videos that caught my attention was that he does not want to bring any kids within this world. And there's this ideology that's known as anti-natalism, where it's like people have like this belief where they don't want to like bring more kids within this world because they don't want them to like suffer a pointless existence from their perspective, right? And he has like this worldview as well. And pretty much like within his videos, he always like talks about this concept that there is no point into life. Life is completely meaningless. And especially like when he talks about society and the norms that's developed within the society, and how we're just pretty much just, we just have to abide by it. However, the thing is though, when he describes like these things within his videos, there is some things that I do agree with, and he actually has like valid points. For instance, like he does point out the flaws within the system, like how this economy is run, how like pretty much like this wage slavery exists, and these are things that we can't deny. And one of the reasons why I resonate with him is because like even like when I was younger, I had like kind of like these similar thoughts within how, and I used to question a lot of things. I used to question that, like, why is the system the way it is, right? Is this like our point? Is this our entire purpose within life? Like, what do I mean by that? What is this? Our only purpose in life is to what? Just work, go to work, study in school, work a 9 to 5, get married, essentially have kids, and then at the same time for your own kids, like they have to like essentially repeat the same cycle, right? And he was asking more right questions, and he was saying like the thoughts more aloud compared to me, because it was kind of like deep down within my own subconscious, so I didn't really like think about these things. However, with this Life Outrage, he fully explained like these points more into detail, and these were kind of like the thoughts that I was having when I was younger, right? And like I said, I don't fully disagree with his points, because he was making valid points. For instance, like in one of his videos about how he doesn't want to work, he points out like how the economy structure is the way it is, right? Essentially, the bosses, whoever owns the companies, or whoever like works like within like these private sectors, the employees themselves, they have to like work, put all the hard work, they have to like face all the difficulties, and at the same time they can't even like pay for basic necessities such as rent or such as like food or needs for survival, right? And that's the point that I agree with too, because like it's not like I'm Gen Z, just for your information. And at the same time, it's not, and there's this notion that a lot of like Gen Z say like, oh, they don't want to work anymore for these things, and it kind of makes sense, because like why would you want to essentially spend your entire life just working when for a fact that first of all you can't even afford a home, just like how your ancestors, like your previous generations did, how they did it so easily. And at the same time, like whatever livelihood that you do, you can't even afford like your own basic needs. Like you always have to like pay for mortgage, you always have to like try to like climb up the corporate ladder. It's all bullshit in my opinion, honestly. I don't like how the way the system is brought. And this is exactly what Life Outrage was saying. He was saying within his videos that this corporate lifestyle and how you have to like essentially like keep like a certain image in order to like, prosper within the careers, and pretty much like how majority of the conversations are very superficial. And the moment when you start thinking about like deeper thoughts, like how you see life and how life truly is, then people will start calling you like crazy, or like you're depressed, or you're mentally ill, like, go check to like therapists. But these are valid questions, like, and that's the thing that I want to like, share some light within Life Outrage, is because like the points that he's making is not necessarily wrong. If you look in like life in general, right? And if you just like boil it down in a simple pattern, and if you're also like looking at it from a purely materialistic perspective, right? Like you just see the world as it is. This is called like a realist mentality. A lot of like even famous philosophers such as Schopenhauer, he's known to have this. They see life like from a realistic perspective. They see reality as it is, right? And if you see it as it is, it's pretty simple, but at the same time, it's kind of like dark and depressing, because like this is literally what you're brought into existence for, right? You're just expected to work. You're just expected to follow the societal norms. You're just expected to like do all these things, and also like talk to people in a very like superficial like face value, such as like, oh, how are you doing? Like, oh yeah, I'm just doing this, whatever, blah blah blah, and then you just go on with your day, right? And then you just do that until you grow old, and then you pretty much like die 6 foot under in the grave. That's like your existence, right? So that's the thing with Life Outrage. Like he's kind of like I feel like from what I'm seeing within him, he's kind of like questioning the right questions, but at the same time he's kind of like defeated in the sense, because like I said, he looks at it from a very like realistic perspective and how things like really are, and at the same time like these type of points are valid per se. However, I just want to like, for instance, like say to this Life Outrage person is that, if you were to like ask like these type of questions, right, then I guess like the type of questions that one could start asking is that like, okay, then if this is how life really is, right, and if this is how I'm expected to do, and I have to like, pretty much just go with the flow and see, pretty much like just suck it up in a sense, right, then doesn't that make you like question like what is the true purpose of our existence? Like, why are we even existing in the first place? Like, these are the type of questions that I feel like he should start asking himself, right? Is to like, is to see that, like, for instance, like, within this own world, with how reality is, with how our existence truly is, and how we're just brought into existence, like, you should start asking, like, where did we truly come from, right? Like, where, like, what is our ultimate source, right? Is it just purely just based on, like the world as it is? Is everything just based on materialism? Is everything just based on, like going through the flow, going through the rat race, like not questioning anything? I feel, what I'm trying to say is that, like, I feel like you should start really like think about it, like think about existence as a whole. Sorry, my throat's kind of dry, but I feel like you should start asking these type of questions, because when he starts like asking, I would say maybe the rightful questions, then maybe he might find like some insight, right? Maybe he could find some like, true purpose like within his life, because at the end of the day, like, sure, like materialism and all these things, like they can provide you like a certain amount of happiness, but then again, is that really like what we're brought to this world for? Or is it like for like a greater purpose? Or is there maybe there's a greater source of existence, or a greater purpose that we want to achieve as humankind? You get what I'm saying? So, but then again, like I said, if he sees like things purely from a materialistic perspective, then sure, life is not really like that meaningful. Even I agree with it. if I saw it from that worldview. Because even there's a there's a rich there's a famous atheist. His name is Richard Dawkins, and I remember I saw in his videos, like one of his videos, like his student asked him this question. He was saying like, what is the purpose within our life? And Richard Dawkins literally just told him, he's like, so he said to him, like, you know, in reality there is actually no purpose. So imagine like you're a young student and then you're looking up to this teacher and you ask him this question, and then he literally just says that like right in your face. And then now like you're practically growing up with this ideology that like maybe there is no true purpose within our existence. Like maybe we're just meant to be nothing, you know. But then again, we have, each and every single individual has a value, and they have like an input that can affect the world as a whole. So I feel like with certain things that he's saying, that like, you know, there's ultimately no meaning in life, I feel like he should like really like reconsider that, and maybe ask himself that, like, you know, like why do we, like I said, asking like the right type of questions, like where did we originally come from, like what is our origin, you know, is there a greater purpose of sense within our own life that we can achieve, and is the world like truly as it is, or is there something more to it? Like these are the points that I want him to like consider, you know, if he ever like stumbles across this video, or maybe someone else like recommends it to him. But then again, like at the end of the day, like this is just like my thoughts and my insights based on what I've seen from Life Outrage. And like I said, there are some points that he made that are valid, but ultimately the main point that he's trying to make is that like there is no actual value within our own ways of life. And this is the point that I disagree with, and that's why I was like reaffirming that maybe he should like reconsider his viewpoints within life, you know. But then again, like I said, I guess like I'm done for talking about it for now. So please, like, you know, if you guys like watch this video, I'm sorry that like, you know, I was coughing a lot, because like, you know, I'm not really used to like talking so often and so quick. So please bear that in mind. But then again, if you reached this far in the video, you know, I really appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. I want to see like, you know, what are your inputs, and I can even like put on his link to the channel under the description, to like maybe you guys can like see his videos and you know, talk about your insights and what he thinks. So then again, like I said, I'll try to like, you know, upload more videos and try to be more consistent. So stay tuned guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon.